I'm Devin Schmid. This is Tommy Evans, and we're Droids Recording Studios. And today, we're playing on our phones.
Oh, intro. Oh yeah, we forgot to say, we are audio engineers that like doing heavy music. If this is something you're into, that's great. Hit the subscribe button.
Also, if you like these videos, be sure and tap that bell
so you get notified when we post something new.
Welcome back. I joined a Facebook group called Recording/Mixing/Mastering Engineers with an exclamation point. And what the goal is on this section of playing with our phones is to scroll through. This forum has 23,000 members, and there's a lot of mixing questions on here. So I'm going to scroll through, answer a few questions candidly between Devin and I. Excuse me. And, oh, hey, by the way, I think it would be a good idea, Devin, tell me what you think, if we had our own Droids Recording Studio Facebook group, so that we wouldn't have to steal questions from other groups to answer.
I think that'd be cool because then you guys could directly ask questions that we could use to answer through videos or through, frequently asked question type videos.
Yeah.
You could drop in mixed reviews for us to react to. Really anything.
Yeah. Give us content.
If you like that, leave a note in the comments and we'll consider it.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah, he's right. Comment in the low end if you would actually use something like that. Moving on, don't want to drag. The first one we're going to do is, and a lot of these guys are not native English speakers, so I'm going to help them out as much as I can. This one says, is it a good thing to try and is it a good thing to add depth in a song while mixing, or is that for the mastering engineer only?
That's kind of an interesting question because to me, I'm not sure what you mean by depth so much. To me, your mastering engineer is going to add excitement to your mix. He's going to add loudness to your mix, maybe fix some of the dynamics in your mix. As far as adding depth, if I'm understanding correctly, that's all in the mix. Do you want to dive into that?
Yeah, man. So when I hear depth, I think of like 90% of depth to me is spatial stuff, delay and reverb, time effects like that.
Volume automation, getting louder, gradual feeling of getting closer.
Yeah, sure. That could be part of it as well, yeah. With that being said, 90% of depth is in the mixing stage, I think, because the mastering engineer is not going to apply reverb to your vocals. The mixing engineer does that. That's you. I had something else in mind that I wanted to touch on, but I forgot what it was.
Okay.
Low end. 90% of depth is, to me, spatial stuff that we talked about. Reverb, delay. And then the other 10% of low end, off to a great start on this section of playing with our phones. The last 10% of depth could be low end. How deep you want something to feel and how close or far away you want something to feel. Devin, consider this. In Jurassic Park, when the T-Rexes, when the dinos are getting closer, their feet start thundering louder and louder. And with every step that they're getting closer to you can hear more low end and more rumble. It's like thunder. The closer it is, the more thunderous it sounds. You get it.
It's a fun analogy.
Okay.
Next.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, if I'm going on for too long, just next me, Devin. Hi, guys. How do you add life to your mix? Are there any specific plugins? What's your technique?
There's no life plugin. I mean, life can mean a lot of things.
There is.
Be
It's called Waves L1.
Limiter. Life can be a lot of things. It can be distortion, so saturations. It can be volume automation. You can do a lot of things to add life. So there may be plugins that help you add life, but I don't think there's a plugin that you just drop in and suddenly you've got life kind of thing. For example, for a chorus, sometimes adding a little bit of boost to your guitars, even just a decibel during the chorus, is going to add life.
You're talking volume automation.
Volume automation. That's for the same kind of idea. Maybe you don't want to automate it up a decibel. Maybe you just want to add distortion, or maybe you want to duplicate your guitars, distort them really heavily and layer it under it. That'll add life. There's a lot of things you can do to add life, but
yeah.
What do you think?
One of my favorite ways to add life other than using Waves L1, just kidding, is to what Devin said, volume automation. When we're mixing our typical heavy songs, if they have a chorus, and then we'll bump that up a half dB or 2 dB if there's enough room. That way, literally the whole song gets louder at that point, giving you the perception of life. Also do the same thing for heavy breakdowns that you want to really showcase life, man. Also having fun with, I don't know. Everything that I'm going to say, Devin already said.
Next.
What's the order that I put my effects in? Compressor, EQ, etc. EQ comes first and then compressor. If I'm missing anything...
We did a video on this.
Thank you. We did, yeah. We will link to that video here so that you can watch the definitive correct order in which to apply your effects.
If you want the quick answer...
No, they don't want the quick answer. They want to watch the video.
Okay.
My turn.
Next.
Can someone explain the difference between panning versus stereo widening?
Explain the difference. No, I don't want to.
Well,
I can get way too deep in this. I'm going to let you do this because I'll just blabber on forever.
Let me try. I don't do a lot of stereo widening, so if I say something dumb, let me know.
Okay.
I think if I were to get Webster's dictionary on you, panning is literally taking a signal and moving it one way or the other. So if you've got a mono guitar track and you hit that pan left button, you're going to hear it disappear out of the right ear and then go all the way into the left ear. Panning. Stereo widening is taking that same mono source and then just instead of moving it all the way this way or a little bit this way, you're moving it both ways kind of equally. How am I doing?
Think of it this way. You have a single guitar track and you want it to sound wider. You know, you don't want it to sound right up the middle. You want to spread it out evenly and you can hear it widening. Or option 2, you've got two guitars and you take one, pan it left 50, the other one right 50. You're essentially doing the same thing. So if you've got two guitars, in my opinion, it sounds a little bigger to take two and spread them because now you've got two individual dedicated guitars and you can process them and you can do whatever you need. Oh, I thought you were flipping them off. Just throw them in.
I would never.
Okay. I lost my train of thought.
Good. Next. You're off to a good start there, Devin. Sorry to stop you. Guys, can you recommend a good audio interface for $130?
Let me hit up Google.
Facebook Marketplace, man. There's probably a Focusrite Scarlett Solo on there for $130 or less.
If you're a dedicated producer, I recommend not cheaping out on your interface. But if you're just learning, just trying to have fun, you're just trying to make a quick EP, that kind of thing, yeah, you can find a lot of good interfaces for $130, even used.
For sure, for sure.
Next!
Thank you, Devin. Hey, guys, I mixed and mastered this song in about 2 hours. Can you listen to it? Not on this part of the show. What is the best total, again, not a native English speaker, so let's try. What is the best total RMS level for a final mastered song? Devin, you do a lot of mastering.
I don't think there's a best. I mean, if you want loud, you're going to mix loud. If you want dynamic and you don't care about it, perceived loudness, it's going to be lower. There is no best, honestly. It depends on what you're going for. Honestly, take your favorite song or your favorite whatever, drop it in with a meter and see where they're where they're mastering at. And if that's the sound you're going for, that's the RMS you're going for.
Oh, that's a good idea. So that's basically using a reference track. Take the one song that you want to be as loud as or sound similar to, drop that into your DAW, and just see how the two-bus, how the master out reacts, see where that's sitting, and then match yours to it. Boom! Let me tell you a secret. Not only do we like doing heavy stuff, oh, by the way, once upon a time, there was something called loudness wars. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. And if you were not mastering at -6 RMS, is that the right term? RMS? I don't know. If in Studio One, if your yellow bar wasn't hitting -6, then it wasn't loud enough. Do you see what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
Loudness wars are over. Please stop squashing everything and crushing everything, and dynamics are cool again. Hallelujah. I just declared it. Anyways, back to the secret. So I make lo-fi hip-hop, and I master that at about -9 RMS, if I'm using the right verbiage for that. So the genre is going to depend how loud or how quiet it is.
Let's do one more.
All right.
One more.
Okay. It's got to be a good one. Master bus reverb. Do you want to do that one?
I guess.
Okay. Master bus reverb. We're going to end on a mediocre note. Good or bad, do any of you use reverb on your master bus to sort of tie your mix together? If so, how?
Okay, using heavy music specifically, I never use reverb on my master bus. I think it would do nothing but just sort of take away some of the definition. The only time situationally I would use reverb on a master bus is for automation. Maybe a whole section, like everything. I just want this to sound super ambient and super reverby. Maybe I'd have reverb on the master. Reverb on the master, and then when that section comes up, just turn it on, have it bypass and automate it back on. But for a normal mix, I never use reverb. Do you?
No.
Not on the master.
I can't say never. If we're doing like metalcore or deathcore stuff where literally every instrument needs to be in your face all the time, reverb on the master is not a good idea because that's going to cloud everything and it's going to muddy up some things probably. Not for what we do. Not a good idea. If you're doing some lighter rock stuff, like some classic rock stuff or anything softer than that, yeah, not a bad idea, just to give that sense of tied togetherness.
It's all art. Do whatever you want to do. If it sounds sick and you like it, then do it.
Yeah. Consider what you want your goal to be, man. Like I said, if you're in the heavy genre like we are, and you want everything to be in your face, slapping you in the face, no reverb on the master.
Cool.
Are we done?
I think we're done.
All right, cool. That was interruption. That was segment 1 of Playing on Our Phones. Hope you liked it. I can see us doing more of these.
Okay. Let us know in the comments if you liked videos like this, and we'll keep doing them.
There we go. If you want your music mixed by us at DROIDS Recording Studio, hit up any of the links in the low end. We look forward to chatting with you. Until next time, always use your blinker.
And change your strings.
We just recorded 4 minutes worth of audio without actually recording the microphone signal because professionals. Anyways.
And today, I don't remember what we're doing today.
Right.